So I've given you the Latafa buying guide. I've given you a clones buying guide, especially for this holiday season. Now it's time for a Yom Layl buying guide. This is going to cover their inspired takes as well as their signature fragrances, which ones I think you might want to pick up, especially during the sales that are probably going to be happening in this coming season. So this won't be a long video, so stick around. We'll talk about it quickly. All right, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin, and you are watching Smell Goods. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you hanging out with me for a little bit as we're talking through fragrances. Hope you're having just an amazing day. Listen, do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe, request notifications, and then meet me and the rest of the Smell Good Squad in the comments. And to the Smell Good Squad, those of you that have watched multiple videos, thanks for coming back. Good to see you again. Now, as mentioned, I'm giving you a buying guide. We're in that holiday season. We're in that time where Black Friday sales are happening, and then after there's Cyber Monday, and then there's gift giving and all that stuff. So I wanted to get out in front and kind of give you a buying guide for fragrances that you may want to pick up or look at from the house of Yom Layl. Now, some of this is also going to be just my personal take, my personal appreciation for what I like as far as my scent profile, but you can definitely take a look at Yom Layl and see kind of what they do, because they do a lot of inspired takes from not so common fragrances that people do inspired takes of, right? They've got, there's 15 imaginations. Yes, they have their imagination, but they're doing Argos, they're doing Mind Games, they're doing Bodicea. So figure out what you want, see what they have. Definitely, if you can, take advantage of the Discovery set, because that's a great way to purchase from Yom Layl to figure out what you want. But I'm going to go through, I've got 10 for you. 4 are going to be part of their, I think, 40% off sale that they have right now. The other 4 are going to be part of their 25% off sale, and then 2 are going to be their signatures. So let's just kind of run through these, tap through these, and share this information with you. First up is one, and it doesn't help you to see the side label because it's just the title. If you know Yom Layl, you know that all of the plates are the same, but I will, just for posterity's sake, hold the bottle just because it's muscle memory, right? So first one up, for me, Mind Games is probably one of the houses that I'm definitely wanting to tap into a little more. Put my nose on a number of things from them. I have 4 that are considered my top 4. And Yom Layl does a really good job of capturing those fragrances and doing their inspired take of them. And right now they're scratching the itch. So it's part of what they have, I think, as their 40% off sale, but double check for it. Double check when you go to the site. Is the first one is their take on Gambit, which is called Player. Player definitely captures that that warm spiciness of Gambit. Opens with those cloves. I think there's cardamom and a few other things, of course, in there. But this does a really good job of it. So one to check out is going to be Player. Next one is one that for me is my ultimate, my number one from Mind Games. It is the one that will be, it's kind of my holy grail as far as Mind Games. But Yom Layl does such a great job of it that it has scratched the itch. I've actually kind of delayed getting it just a little bit. I still want to get it. I'm still going to get it probably within the next few months. But that's neither here nor there. I'm talking about from Yom Layl. This is Razi, and this is their take on Jadoub. You can see the color of the juice there. And yes, that is an actual I wear this dent. Definitely captures that pomegranate, that rose, I think that leather in there. Another good one to kind of tap into and check out. All right. Now, most people, when they think Mind Games, they also think about this one, which is French Defense. French Defense is a nice cherry ambery fragrance. Now, you could go, of course, go the real budget route and go to Banana Republic, their dark cherry and amber. Or you can go this route, which captures it really close, not 100%, not a 1-to-1. Or, of course, you could just go ahead and get the OG. Either way, if we're talking Yom Layl and you're wanting a take on French Defense, this one, which is it's called Basic Instinct, is definitely the one that you want to check out. This captures that fragrance, captures it well, does a nice job of performing, and, again, scratches the itch. And then the last one, that would be from the house of, that is doing its take on something from the house of Mind Games from Yom Layl. This one is, this is Limitless, which is their take on Blockade from Mind Games. That's going to be, Blockade is kind of, if we put it, it would be kind of a mango Aventus if we wanted to give you something as far as a reference point. Definitely great for kind of daily wear. Definitely really works in nice in the spring, even in the summer. Great fragrance. Yom Layl captures it, does it well. So those are the four that I think fall into their 40% off, right? Now, on to what would fall into, I think, their 25% off sale, but these are four that two of them are part of that, excuse me, that came out of my discovery set. And then two are bottles I actually have. And of course, there's other things that they may have on sale that we could talk about, but these are just four that I don't think get enough love or appreciation or are newer that I wanted to kind of bring to your attention. The first one, which is a travel spray that I have that I got out of the discovery set, is nii'zam. Nii'zam. This is their take on Boadicia's Blue Sapphire. Now, admittedly, I've never put nose on Blue Sapphire. I actually plan to do that. I realized that I might be able to go to a Neiman's or Neiman's in my area and check it out, but I haven't yet. But if I'm just talking about this juice right here, this smells amazing. So if this is even a portion of what Blue Sapphire smells like, Blue Sapphire is fire. But as far as a full bottle of this is probably something that I'm definitely going to pick up during the sale. But it is nii'zam, something you may want to put your nose on just because this is a nice aromatic woody fragrance that just smells amazing. It's fire. All right. Then the next one up is one that recently I got, and I kind of savor this, but this is their take on a great fragrance by the name of Lamar by Kajal. And this is a really, really, really close, again, not a one-to-one, but a really close take on that fragrance, on that DNA. And this is called Talab from the House of Yom Layl. Something else to maybe check out and put into your discovery set, or if you already know what you want, go ahead and get the full bottle of. All right. Next up, as far as just, again, providing you some options, providing you some things that you may want to take a look at from the House of Yom Layl to take advantage of any sales, discounts, things that they may have, especially during this holiday season. This one is a newer one. I think this just came out from them maybe within the last month or two. And let me just say, they've been putting out fragrances after fragrances after fragrances. They really seem to have stepped up their production as far as what they're pushing out. So definitely a lot of options for you to take advantage of. But this one is AIM 50. AIM 50. And this is their take on Purpose 50 by Amouage. Now, this frankincense, I think there's incense, there's pimento, there's pink pepper. So this is definitely not going to be a fresh type of fragrance, but this is a very interesting, you can get the Middle Eastern sentiments out of this. I definitely like it. I do recommend, just because, again, everyone's taste is different. I recommend putting your nose on the OG. If you're good with the OG, this is going to be a very nice approximation. If you're not good with the OG, if you're like, no, that's too smoky for me, too whatever for me, then yeah, you might want to avoid this. But for me, I'm just saying, Amouage Purpose 50, nice smelling fragrance, very manually, very masculine. This does a nice approximation. It's something that if you have the opportunity and you are prone to that DNA, if you're prone to that scent profile, this is something you may check out. Again, this is AIM 50, which again is their take on Purpose 50 from Amouage. And then the last one in this section or this category, as far as the 25% off sale that they got going on, that I know is part of that, is from their take on Suspiro's Vibrato. So definitely a nice citrus type of fragrance. Let me just throw it up there just so you can see bottle, but same bottle, juice, nice dark green juice. This definitely gets in that space, gets in that area as a nice fragrance that will work very well for spring, for summer, especially if you want to kind of stock up, let it macerate, because maceration is a real thing. Let it macerate before the spring and summer. And then the last two I'm going to bring to you is going to be from their signature line. And this is definitely something that you might want to take advantage of, especially right now, because I know from experience, their signature scents don't stay up long. Once they're sold out until they decide to bring them back up. And so I know, like, for one of these, it was out until just recently when they had the Black Friday sale. And the other one just recently came out, period. So if you're wanting to get into Yom Layl's signature scents, which again shows that not only do they do a great job of doing the inspired takes, but they now are branching out and doing their own take of things, their own, they're not their own take of things, but their own original fragrances. So two that I highly recommend, one that just came out, nice gourmand fragrance. This one is Dubai chocolate. You might be able to let it focus and see the label there, but you can tell because you got the black label as opposed to the gold label that happens on the Inspired Takes. The black label is their signature line. This Dubai chocolate, hazelnut, pistachio cream, caramel, vanilla. Yeah, it's that one. Very nicely done. Very good as far as a gourmand fragrance that, again, from the house of Yom Layl. This is original. This is not their take on anything. This is their original fragrance. So during their sale, as far as a recommendation, definitely want to check out the Dubai chocolate. And then the last one that I'll bring to you is another one that I think is a very, very nice, almost mass appeal type of signature fragrance that they have. I couldn't run off the notes on this because it's like they have some of everything. I know it starts off with like citruses, like I want to say grapefruit, don't quote me, but like grapefruit and lemon and da da da. And then in the middle, you've got florals, and then in the base, you've got some woods. And so there's a lot going on with this fragrance, but it is a very nice signature fragrance from them. Definitely one that starts off one way, and then by the time you get to the dry down, the opening is just a barely of a hint there. It has morphed into something else. So something else to check out, especially as part of this buying guide for you, as part of just trying to help you to know kind of what things to look out for a sale from Yom Layl. The next one is going to be nii'zam from the house of Yom Layl. All right. That's it. I told you I would get you in and out of here pretty quickly as far as this video. That way you can move on to the next video that's going to populate right here. As always, stay safe, stay sane, stay smelling good, and we will see you next video. Have a great one. Be blessed. Peace.